What is up, guys? Welcome to my Evelyn guide. I'm going to show you everything you know to play Evelyn successfully in the jungle, carry your team, and stomp them noobs. First of all, Evelyn is an assassin mage that you should play in the jungle. She's really nice because, as you know, her passive makes her invisible, and the higher level you are, the faster you become invisible after attacking or revealing yourself or being seen by an enemy. And the nice thing about your passive is every second you're invisible, you regen 2% of your missing mana, which is really nice. So even if you have no mana, if you're invisible for just like 10 seconds, you have enough mana to do a gank pretty easily. Your Q is your hate spikes. It shoots out the spikes in front of you, does damage, goes through all enemies. You're going to want to take a point in that first and max it. Your E is your Ravage. You're going to want to take your second point in that. So you're going to get hate spikes in your Ravage. And then you're going to take your third point in your Dark Frenzy. And then, of course, taking points in your ult whenever you can. Your ult's really nice for setting up ganks, and it can really make a lot happen. With your Dark Frenzy, it's really nice whenever you're doing a gank, so right as they see you, you can click it, get in on them, and then just do plenty of damage. And if their people are closing in on you, you can use it to run away. It removes all slow, so you can wait till someone throws their slow on you, then you can just run away, and it speeds you up really fast. It's just a really nice tool to have. So to go back over what we were saying, you're going to want to max your Q first. Then you're going to want, when you're level 2, take your Ravage. Once you hit level 3, you're going to pick up your Dark Frenzy, and you're immediately going to go for a gank. You need to get off that early game. Moving on to the Masteries, it is very important that you optimize your Masteries to help you succeed in the early game and your ganking potential. If you do not do this, you will suffer. So with that being said, let's take a look at it. You're going to want to run 2190. You cannot afford to run utility on Evelyn, in my opinion. It will put you too far behind. You won't be able to clear your camps. You'll lose too much health. You'll take too much time. You're going to want to go ahead and run the attack speed and cooldown in all the AP and the offensive. And then on the defense, you're going to want to run the health, the regen, and the 3 points against the jungle monsters like you see off to the side to the right there. And that should get you about what you need. For your runes, you're going to want to do the same thing. You want to optimize for the early game. If you don't take advantage of Evelyn's early game, it's an absolute waste. You're just wasting one of her best qualities, pretty much her best quality. So you're going to want to run all flat runes. Do not run scaling. Take flat AP glyphs, flat AP quints, flat AD marks, and flat armor yellows. It'll optimize your ganking and your clear speeds with taking minimal damage. We mentioned earlier that Evelyn's passive does regen her mana quite fast, so you want to start whatever lane your bot lane is at. You're going to want to start your Toad, and then what you're going to want to do is, if you're playing against a crappy jungler that you know will have very little sustain and can't fight you, like Mordekaiser, that someone who just disrespects you with that bad pick, you're going to want to get your leash, pick up your Toad, or if you're on your red side, you're going to want to get your red buff because it'll help you kill them. Then you're just going to head over. And what you're going to want to do is you're going to want to ward their buff at 140, walk over, get your leash, then head right back over. If they see you ward it, you might consider not ganking because you're going to get pincered. But if they don't see you warding it, like you saw there, it's a free kill. He can't do anything. You just close in on him and kill him. I do like to run Ignite and the Chilling Smite on Evelyn because it gives you a lot of free true damage. It gives you the slow, you have the damage from the Ignite. If you're fighting anyone who has health regen or a heal, they're absolutely dunsky, and they just simply can't fight you. It's as simple as that, to be honest. And since you're invisible, you can get right up to them anyways, and with your Dark Frenzy, you can close the gap, and it's just really no problem. As you can see, we're going up here for a 3-man gank on Gnar. Gnar was kind of in position, plus he had his jump up, so there's not a whole lot we can do to him. I get off a little bit of damage, giving Shen a little bit room to breathe. Now you gotta think. I just killed Mordekaiser and took his red. He knows I took his red. If you're Mordekaiser, what are you gonna do? You're gonna go to your blue buff and take that because you want a buff to help you clear the camps with, plus you don't want me to take it. So you're gonna run over there, be greedy, hope I am not there, and try to take it. So as Evelyn, what I did was I killed him at his buff. I roamed up top knowing he was gonna come here. I got off a gank to help Shen out. Now I'm gonna kill Mordekaiser and take his buff. He smited it really early, he didn't get it, and then I just pick up the kill. You want to go in when they have the least amount of health, and you know it will take them at least 2 spells and an auto attack to finish it off, so that way, a lot of times they'll be greedy and try to finish it and you'll kill them, or they'll get stuck because they're very indecisive and they won't finish it. That's the best way to kill them at their buff. And so now I just roam mid. Kata, after seeing I killed Mordekaiser, should have just fallen back. I'm going to come in on here, pop my Dark Frenzy, keep spamming your Qs as fast as you can, and that's a free kill. Another thing, whenever you're playing Eve, it can be hard to spam your Q and click your E and then click onto them with it. I suggest you put your E on Smart Cast or Autocast or whatever, so that way just clicking the E key will automatically cast it on the enemy if your cursor's over them. It helps you out a lot. I know it sounds stupid, most of you already probably do that anyways, but I'm one of those players who doesn't usually do that kind of thing, and trust me, it helps out a lot. On your first back, you're going to want to go ahead and pick up your mobility boots and get your chilling smite. That's the most important thing. For you to move around the map, get off easy ganks. However, if the map isn't a map where you can get off any ganks because the enemy laners are so much stronger, or your teammates are always pushed in, I would suggest you picking up your Runeglaive for that extra damage first with the normal boots. Otherwise, the priority is Moby boots, then your Stalker's Blade, and then you're going to want to go ahead and pick up your Runeglaive as fast as you can. Of course, every time you go back on Eve, you're going to want to go ahead and pick up your health pots. Every single time you go back on Eve, up until the late game, you're going to want to buy 2 to 4 health pots. It's pretty much essential, especially when you don't have your Runeglaive. Your clears are so bad, you'll take a lot of damage, especially if you do more than 2 camps, you half health. I see Mordekaiser's doing his camp here. I have my Chilling Smite and Ignite. He hasn't seen me. I do smite the thing away because I want to get that gold. I think Var's just like AFK'd there, and I kill Mordekaiser. In a future reference, don't be a greedy piece of crap like me and go ahead and smite Mordekaiser to slow him down since you know he doesn't have a splash anyway since I already killed him up top lane. You're going to want to go ahead and smite Mordekaiser, ignite him, and then Dark Frenzy up to him and Q and E him. What you saw there, I would have killed Mordekaiser regardless if Vars turned around or not. And since it's such early game, Vars doesn't really have any items. Vars would have hit me, and I would have just Dark Frenzied away, and there's nothing he could do about it because I would just be in the jungle, I'd be invisible, plus I have Moby boots, he can't chase me down. So even like you said, oh, if Vars would have turned around, nah, he wouldn't have been able to quite get me. He would have taken his mid laner to come and pinch me off as well. So now I'm just going to pick up my camps. You don't want to, if you're ganking non-stop, you're going to put yourself at a disadvantage. You want to find the balance, think about where their junglers, look on the map, see where your laners are, and balance out your camps and your jungle. If you're just blindly running around the map, it's not good. You're pretty much always going to lose. I know there's a lot of naysayers out there, but if you look at the scores and about the map control right now, it's pretty safe to say that we've already won due to the fact that their jungler's completely absent and he's been getting killed all game long. He has contributed nothing to his team while I've been snowballing my lanes, and we have a fed Kata and a fed bot lane and a Shen who's been farming okay. So skipping ahead, you do see I have picked up my Runeglaive. It's very important for your damage output. I have picked it up, and I also did ward Mordekaiser's bush. You do want to buy wards whenever you are playing Evelyn in the jungle, buy 1 or 2. Especially when you're counter jungling. I smite it away, I kill him. I still have full health. Gnar can't do anything, like you see. Still the blue buff, I can kill him with my Ignite and my spells instantly. There's nothing Mordekaiser can do. At this point, Mordekaiser score looks like he's intentionally feeding, even though I've just been pub stomping him in the jungle. Like you see here with this Gnar gank, I can just speed up to him. And once again, having that Chilling Smite, he probably would have gotten away because I had to speed up to get to him because he's so damn fast. He probably would hit me with the boomerang and I wouldn't be in range, but since I took that Chilling Smite instead of Trailblazer, it's a free kill. Very, very nice. Whenever you're playing Evelyn, you have to decide. Can you 1v1 the enemy jungler, first of all? Can your team outpush the enemy team? And also, what is best for your team? So whenever I say that, if you can't solo the enemy jungler, first of all, you're not going to be counter jungler like what I've been doing. If the enemy teams outpush your team, like say it's a Malzahar mid, the enemy team has a Malzahar mid, you're not gonna freaking go counter jungle the enemy jungler because Malzahar is gonna come get you. He's gonna pincer you because he can, because he's pushed. So in that case, you just be ganking his lane all day and just killing Malzahar. And what would be best for your team? If your team's already struggling in lane because they suck and they can't handle their lane 2v2 or 1v1 without the enemy jungler involved, then you're gonna have to gank the lane. You can't just be in the enemy's jungle because your teammates are gonna get screwed in lane, and you just gotta go gank. So think about it. So my bot lane, I saw they were doing well. I decided I was gonna F Mord since I could take him And since my lanes were doing okay, I just gank, kill Mord. I could snowball mid and top while crippling Mordekaiser and snowballing myself. At this point in the game, I'm just being a total dick and I get Magi's and there's nothing the enemies can do. As you can see, we've completely pub stomped them with my trolling and methodical ganking. The enemies are getting absolutely crushed. We've taken more objectives. We've taken more towers. They can do absolutely nothing. They should have just surrendered. This game does go on for about another 10 minutes. I get a decent amount of stacks. I won't say I get 20, but I get a good amount. It's honestly not worth showing. I want to show you guys the other style of Evelyn. Because honestly, this game went way too easy. That Mordekaiser jungle was honestly just a free win, to be honest. That was just a free win. Alright, this is what I was talking about. When you start out, you see I've already warded his red buff at around the 140 mark to get me maximum vision. Just place it right over the wall. You want to be patient. You don't want to let them see you. I still have time to do my gromp. I get my gank from my bot lane. I do not need blue buff, like I said, because your passive is so strong, gives you so much mana. You're better off taking your toad because you can do it faster and get a better leash. This is very important. Do not start your blue buff. Next, I'm going to walk over. I see it's an Echo jungler. I'm just going to wait till he blows his spell on the gromp and he'll have no way of fighting me. It's going to be very easy. So I have it warded. The problem is if they put a ward in that bush and if they're within range to see the ward, they can actually see, so it's safer to walk around this way. So I just come up behind him. I do come in a little bit too early. Well, I came in a lot early. If I would have waited till he'd hit it 2 more times, he would have had a lot less health. I should have just waited. That was just me being impatient. I do pick up the kill. I pick up the kill, but it's not good. It was worth it in the sense that it was worth it because, okay, how do I put this? It was worth it because Kata had to use her ignite, and then that's gonna make it harder. I mean, Zyra had to use her ignite. It's gonna make it harder for her to fight Kata, and plus I got first blood. It was worth it, but it was barely worth it. It was establishing my dominance over Echo. In this situation, you get first blood. You have a little bit of money. You're not going to want to pick up your boots yet. You're going to want to pick up your Stalker's Blade to give you the extra damage, that extra clear, and the extra money from killing the monsters. Don't go do your blue buff. Your red buff is more important for ganking. Once you get level 3, of course, get your Dark Frenzy. It'll help you pick up the kills and get away and do everything. I know Gecko's going to be at his blue buff, just deductive reasoning. I come by, I make him blow his flash. Now that's very important. Now if Echo's in a gank, he can't secure a kill. And he can't get away when I come to kill him again in the jungle. Now what I've done is, I've said, well, first of all, Zyra had to come get me, so it wasted her time. And now we know Echo's not going to be ganking, and so now I can gank freely. Gangplank is a little bit too far up, but I can't pick up the kill. I just get off some good harass. This Darius, you might not be able to tell right now, but he is absolute garbage. And this is what happens whenever you play League of Legends. There's going to be pretty much a guaranteed one person on either team who's going to suck. They're not going to know their champion, or they're just going to get outplayed the whole game, and they're going to contribute nothing to the team in terms of damage dealt or damage taken. So once again, Darius just died. Echo is getting back from base right about now. Zyra is up way too far. She has no escapes. I just walk up. She wastes her flash because she obviously can't get away, and it's a free kill. I can just walk up to her, hit her. When she goes to run, I'm still hitting her, and then you just click your Dark Frenzy, and she's Dunsky. She can't do anything. Like you see, my blue buff is still up, which is nice because it's weak. It's only a level 2 blue buff. I can clear it pretty easily without taking too much damage, which is also nice. When you counter jungle, your camps are still pretty healthy. Bot lane did get in a fight. They traded 1 for 1, but GP drops in the ult. Lulu can't survive. It's going to be a pretty easy cleanup. Thresh can be sticky to chase, but with your ignite, like taking ignite, like I said, is just so nice. It's just pretty much a free kill. And if I had my smite up, it would have been even easier, but I used it on blue buff because I was in a hurry to get down to bot lane. Otherwise, it would have been way easier because it would have been slow and I would have been hate spiking him. Going into the future, I do pick up my Runeglaive. I don't even have any boots yet because I want the extra damage because once again, my lanes are failing. I mentioned earlier, when your lanes fail, you need extra damage for ganks. You might not be able to pick up your Moby boots. I run in, Thresh gets off a good flay. I land a good ult, Thresh flashes, Lucian flashes. We pick up a pretty good kill. The flash for a flash, that's not bad for a kill. It's actually pretty good. Now they think they're tough shit, and I'm like, yo, I got Runeglaive, what you gonna do? And I just start laying down the damage, and they like I said, they can't handle it. Runeglaive gives you so much damage to where if your lanes are failing on you because they don't know what they're doing, then you gotta rush some damage, get that Runeglaive, then pick up your Moby boots. Otherwise, you're gonna want to pick up your Runeglaive and have normal boots first. But if you don't want to have Runeglaive and no boots usually, only when your lanes are failing. When your lanes are failing, pick up your Runeglaive first. It's most important. I see his red buff is up. I can just probably go ahead and take it. I am a little bit greedy. I don't watch mid lane, and this does end up getting me killed. This is a Echo uses, once again, Echo uses his flash and I get ignited by Zyra. So it's not a complete waste. Echo doesn't have his flash again. Once again, Echo's can't secure kills and he can't get away now because he doesn't have his flash. Zyra uses her ignite, so Zyra can't really kill Kata. So it sucks that I died, but it's not for nothing. Part of the reason I'm in that situation, besides greed, is whenever your lanes are failing, you feel like you're forced to make unnecessary plays to bring yourself out. But that's just making an excuse. So like you see, I had my Runeglaive, right? If you do build Runeglaive first, make sure you get your Moby boots ASAP. And when you're being a super carry badass like me, you're going to want to pick up your Luden's Echo ASAP as well. And make sure you buy a few health potions when you get back from base because you're going to need them. Like you see, I'm taking quite a bit of damage from this red buff. Evelyn has pretty much 0 sustain. Her only sustain is her passive for mana, no health. Darius is still sucking top lane. As you can see, the score is 10-10. By deductive reasoning, I just took my red buff and I got timer on Echo's blue. I know he's probably at it. I just kill him, pick him up, and he's done. I get his blue buff. It's free money. Once again, if Echo had his flash, he could have gotten over that wall quicker and probably wouldn't have died. That's what they get. They killed me. I took an ignite. I burnt a flash. And look at Kata now. She's popping kills bot lane. And this Darius, once again, he's a heavy sack of potatoes. But sometimes you gotta learn how to deal with this heavy sack of potatoes. Whenever you're doing a lane gank, it's really easy with Evelyn because you can just, if you're invisible, you can just walk in, be in the bush. It's free. You pop your ult. Gangplank has his orange. I just pop my chilling smite. After he uses his orange, we pick up a pretty easy kill. Pretty freaking easy. Your team struggling, you gotta look for ganks. After picking up that kill top lane, I'm gonna go ahead and head mid. Zyra isn't really respecting Kata because Kata's a little bit low on health. You want to make sure she's walking up where she can't see you. You want to get in the right angle. If she sees you, if you see the little red eye, she's seeing you and the gank's done. You want to make sure they're going in for a last CS. Look at they're greedy. They're going to look at the creeps and try to last hit it. You got to time it to when they're going in, you're coming in on them. And by the time they see you, it's too late because you're on them. We didn't pick up the kill, but we took her flash and she doesn't have her ignite. We could even die her at this point. She couldn't stop us because I'll just pick up the kill and Dark Frenzy out of there. I pick up my blue buff pretty fast. Like I said, Runeglaive gives you tons of damage. I feel like I am stronger than Echo, so I'm keeping tabs on him. I'm keeping his jungle warded like you see here. He runs into me. I do about 3/5 of his health. Pretty solid amount. He can't really do a whole lot. At this point, if he stays, he knows he's going to die, so he has to go back to base. We establish more map control. Like I said, I like map control. So I can pretty much just run around. It's really nice. I want Kata to break that pink, but she's being really ignorant. I don't want them to know where I am, and she doesn't break it. I see Zyra is mid, and like you know, she doesn't have her flash up. She doesn't have her ignite. You're keeping tabs on things. I just run up. I pop her. She doesn't have enough mana to do anything. I just run up to her, Dark Frenzy. I ravage and constantly cure. Hit her with my ignite and my chilling smite. She's done. She's dead. Then you get your reset on your W off of kills and assists, so you can just speed out of there. Her ult does nothing. She doesn't get the knock up, and she is done. After the mid gank, I do go ahead head top. I see Darius is struggling. I come out of the bush. I land my slow. And Darius misses his pull, and it was an absolute waste. It was a super easy pull. I don't know what happened. But that's the kind of thing I'm talking about. The difference that can make a League of Legends game is a singular play. Where not necessarily because you didn't do... It's just because you did something so poorly or you just didn't clutch it. Like, it's not even clutching it. You just got to perform. If you don't perform, you're not going to win. It was a pretty... That should have been a kill, but... like you see, I don't rage in the comments. I don't say, oh, Darius, you're a piece of shit. I just say you gotta land a pull. I don't say anything mean to him because I know it's not gonna help. I'm just running around looking for ganks. I see I can't do anything there. I know I can't contest them at dragon. The only option would be to push mid, but I have Lucian to do that, so I'm gonna go ahead and head top and try to pick up a free kill. You can't contest dragon 1v4. That's stupid. You're just gonna die and lose dragon anyways. So this is going to be a free kill. I have 2 slows, my chilling smite, my ult. I pop my ult. I'm doing damage. If he orange, I smite him right after he uses his orange. I kill him. Darius does absolutely nothing. I don't need him. I pick up the kill and I am free. Or so I thought. And it turns out that everyone actually came to get me. But meanwhile, Kata and Lucian are still pushing mid. So me dying and getting the kill was better than me doing nothing in reality. I pick up my Lune's Echo, I got my Runeglaive, then I get my Moby Boots, and now I got my Lune's Echo. I'm moving even faster now. I got the damage, I can close the ganks, I can execute. It's brilliant. One of the most fulfilling things as an Evelyn player is to be a stalker. I mean, you're making the Stalker's Blade anyways. You just got to think about, if you were Echo, what would you do right now? There's no really open ganks. And your blue buff is up. I see it's up. I know he's going to come for it. I'm going to kick his ass. I ult him. I pop him. He barely stuns me. If he didn't stun me, it would have been a free kill. Lulu does, however, doesn't pick it up. And Lucian finishes it. That's a relief. The enemy does close in. And tight quarters like this, Zyra is very, very strong. We're in a terrible position right now with the GP ult and Zyra ult going off. I run in trying to do some damage. I get exhausted. That was overall a very poor fight. It would have been, I'm not being negative or anything, but it would have been an insta-win fight if Kata had been there. But it was just poorly orchestrated by me and our team. It could have gone better though. In my opinion, playing Evelyn is more about than just ganking and just being a brainless, dead noob like people think Evelyn players are, and Evelyn as a champion is, because they think she takes no skill. But in this situation, look, Kata jumps in, she absolutely wastes herself. It's freaking like 21 minutes into the game. You can't do that shit. You could throw away Baron doing that. So what do? I wait in the jungle. I know he's probably going to come around and I get a free kill. I knew he was going to probably come around to go to dragon, or if his red was about to be up, he was going to come do his red buff. So I knew it was just going to be a free easy kill. Now it is 4v4. Each team has 4 teammates alive. I just evened it out after Kata's poor decision. The Kata made a poor decision. Evelyn wasn't thinking, and I made a good decision. If your teammates make a bad decision, you make a good decision, sometimes it can make up for it. That's what I'm trying to say. And I have plenty of damage now. Between my Runeglaive and my Lune's Echo, I can pop people. You want to move around carefully. I see her. I ignite, I smite, and then I W away. That's the nice thing about Evelyn. Get a kill, instant W. It refreshes. I pop my ult. Nobody really wants to go in. And we don't even pick up a kill. That was a perfect example of poor team movement. Kata came in, I was in there. One auto attack from Lucian would have given Kata the reset. And if Lucian was in there a little bit sooner, he could have killed Gangplank and I could have lived. Gangplank would have died, Kata would have gotten resets, and Kata would have gotten a triple kill. It was just another example of poor team movement and poor communication. If we were all on Skype, it probably would have turned out differently. This is a little bit embarrassing, but you guys need to see it. You need to learn. One thing you got to look out for. If somebody has an hourglass or an ability that makes them invincible, you have to be careful trying to one-shot them, insta-kill them, whatever you want to call it, because they can hourglass it and you'll potentially die by their team, or in this case, Zyra's spells happen to work well with hourglass. In that situation, I should have just walked up to her, done half her health, and run away. That would have been a victory within itself. She would have either had to be, or if she stuck around, I could have one-shotted her later. But like you saw, it was very greedy for me to try to finish her off then. And it's leading into my team. Look at my team. I'm dead. Now my whole team's dying. Darius died on his own because he's an idiot. But look, my team's dying now. So that one poor decision that I made, you can see, one poor decision can domino effect. But this can be the fun part. If the enemy team is low on health, you're damage Evelyn, they don't see you coming, you just walk up, you pop them up, she can't do anything. I chilling smite her, she can't run away, I have speed up. I'm not quite sure what Echo's doing, he's just making a poor decision. He does stun me, and he I wouldn't say he got lucky, he just kind of outplayed me. So my teammates are starting, they're going to respawn soon, but basically what I did was I evened it out a little bit. I stopped them from taking a turret. I got 2 kills and I died. It wasn't a big deal that I died, but I would have really liked it if I hadn't. A little bit greedy of me. You want to be careful. Don't let your greed get the best of you. You do have some options, even though you don't have any range as Evelyn. Under a turret, you can ult the enemy team, do a good amount of damage, and poke them a little bit like what you saw there. Even though we didn't pick up a kill, we got them off of our turret. One of the biggest problems is if your top laner is sucking all game, I'm not trying to be mean, but if he's sucking all game and if he's not tanky, if he can't take any damage or dish out any damage, he's absolutely useless. And that's kind of what's going on right now. We don't have an actual tank. All we have is me, and then I just showed you a classic example of a drive-by. Yeah, you guys need to see that again. I see she's low on health. Her teammates are focusing on the tower. I just walk up, I cast my smite and ignite on her, I fuck her up, and she's done. Now they can't really siege the turret because they don't have their attack damage. I get away and pick up a pretty free funny kill. That is the classic drive-by. It's even more satisfying since I'm a melee character. It's more like a stab by. It's hilarious. Just trust me, it's hilarious. Here you see Darius making more bad decisions. I know this is an Evelyn guide, but I'm trying to give you some thought process. It's not just about, oh, build this, do this. You need to know how to think. If you can't think, it doesn't matter how much I tell you about what the abilities do. You gotta know how to think so you can use the abilities. So like you see here, I know Darius is gonna be an idiot, and I know Gangplank is gonna be greedy, so I just go up and pick up a free kill. You gotta think. Now I picked up my Ludens. I've had it for a while. Right after picking up my Ludens, I got plenty of damage. I want to pick up my Rylaias. I run in, I ult them. It gives me a pretty big shield. They're low on health. Bam, free kill on Thresh. And I get Echo, yep. And I speed up. Okay, this is important. This is very important. I get snared. I know I can't chase her. She'll have enough mana to snare me once I get close up to her. I run away. She thinks, oh, she's going to do Toad. I'm like, bitch, I'm coming for you. You gotta think. 3 of the enemies are dead. Zyra's most likely going to be by herself. She has very low on mana. No summoners. Boom, she's dead. Free kill. If I would have kept chasing her, she would have her snared up in time. She would have snared me. I might have died. Plus, she probably would have, if she did snare me, she would have ran all the way home. But in this case, she thought, oh, Evelyn's going home. I'm just going to be a greedy little piece of crap and go home right here. I just run around and pick up a free one. You got to think. Thinking is very important with Evelyn. She's like Shaco. A very basic champ, not necessarily mechanically advanced. It just takes a lot of thinking. This is an example of an easy team fight. We have a Katarina and Evelyn. We should be able to win team fights pretty easy. But like you see, I do tons of damage to everybody. I freaking kill Tristana even though Katarina gets the kill. We do end up winning that team fight. I don't know. I'm sorry, guys. I thought we were going to lose it. But if you look back at it, the reason we won it is because I got like a 5-man ultimate. I completely killed Tristana. She was dead. Kata did like the last 2 damage when I had her ignited. It doesn't matter. I killed Tristana. I did like half of everybody's health. That's an exaggeration. But I did a lot of damage to everybody. Slowed everybody. They were under the turret and we just blew them up. If you look back, Darius didn't do anything. That's the important key. Is Darius didn't do anything. This is... I'm top lane. I'm pushing out lane. My teammates do get into a fight. This Lucian's decent. He knows what he's doing. Not unlike this Darius. He's already half health and he's keep running into them like he's gonna do anything. As you can see, Darius is doing. I'm sorry, guys. I'm being salty. I'm sorry. Darius did no damage. He tanked almost nothing. He did basically nothing. Thresh, when they're out of position, like make them pay. Fuck them up for that. I don't know what the hell he was doing. They currently have they have 2 people who are alive right now. Zyra and Gangplank. Gangplank's really strong and fed because of Darius. I can fight him under the turret though and do about more than half his health. It is pretty strong. As you can see, I pretty much finished off my build. Runeglaive, Moby Boots, Luden, Rylaias, Rabadon, and of course I'm going to pick up a Nashor's Tooth because I'm a troll. As you can see, we pick up a free kill on Thresh. He's way out of position. Your Rylaias give you constant slow. You have constant damage with your Ludens and your Runeglaive and your Q and your E. You can stick up with him. He can't do anything. I see their reds up. I'm gonna take that shit. Right now I'm being forced to do things that are a little bit risky because I know I'm being salty, but Darius he's too far behind and too unskilled to really contribute anything to the team. So it's really up to me to try to carry this. I know that sounds stupid, but it's honestly true. So we pick up some free kills. Darius, I don't know what that Q was, but we pick up the kills. Forgive me for being salty. And I guess Katarina dies. I don't really know how. But Tristana comes in behind. I have no idea how she even got there. Tristana kills me. The only person left alive on their team that I can see is Tristana and Thresh at the moment. So our team really needs the backup. Darius especially needs to go home. He can't really contribute anything at this point. You do want to go ahead and pick up your Nashor's Tooth. Like, my preference, when you're full carry Evelyn, you pick up this shit. When you don't have a single tank on your team, you gotta build that tanky crap. You gotta get the Randuins, you gotta get the Banshees. I got my Nashors, get ready for the damage. Just run up to her, pop my damage on her. She has done no damage to me. She uses her ult. If she didn't have her ultimate, she'd be dead right now. She does get away. Spoiler alert, she gets away. They pull us into a bit of a sticky situation. Lulu is a saint. She saves me. Of course, we're going to leave Darius to die because he doesn't really contribute anything anyways. I know that's salty, but once again, it's true. Thresh does see me. There's no way in hell he can catch me. I cue the wolves to slow him down with my rallies and Luden procs, and there's no way he can catch me. Right now, we are a man down. Darius is dead. It is late game. We're in a hell of a lot of trouble. I just walked past somebody. They are breaking our turrets and our teammates are chasing, which is a poor decision. I can lead the enemies off a little bit like you saw there. I landed a Q. Damn, Zyra's plants do a lot of damage late game. Holy crap. It's like a freaking Lux Q each time it hits you. It's like 300 damage. Once you have your full build, make sure you're getting those elixirs. They're very, very helpful. It's like having a free 3-to-1 items. Run up, pop a free kill. Like you see, she died instantly. 1 E and a Q. She's dead. Tristana goes down. I'm going to blow her up. Another free kill. Boom. Gangplank, where you going, son? He's dead. We take the advantage. We ace their team. 2 of us die. We're going to go ahead and push forward. Darius is up. Echo's going to be up by around the time we hit his turret. I don't give a shit. I'm super strong. My Ignite and Smite are up. I do tons of damage. You can't really do anything to stop me. We're taking the turret. Echo honestly has like no respect, like honestly, just smite him. You see that damage? 1 E and a Q and all of his health is gone. That is just ridiculous. Echo's dead. Darius tries to steal with his Q. Ultimate fail. We take the inhibitor. It's really nice that we're finally getting an inhibitor 40 minutes into the game. This is the biggest regret. Make sure you attack the turrets. Don't hesitate. I hesitated a little bit initially, and I think we could have gotten a turret, the second turret. And like you see, Darius did very little damage, very little tanking. He just got so far behind in lane that everybody has a full build but him, and he can't really contribute anything at this point. This is the last clip, guys. Basically what happened, we got desperate. We know we can't team fight them. We got really far behind. I die, I come back up. I'm gonna blow Tristana up. I don't care if we lose the game. I don't give a shit. I take Tristana and I punch her in the face. She's dead. Like you see, we absolutely lost that team fight, even though Tristana wasn't a part of it, and I wasn't a part of it. 4v4, there's no way in hell we can win. But like you guys seen, snowball the lanes, build right, think right, be creative, do what your team needs. That's all you need to do. Of course, you can't win every game. Not even professionals win every game. I'm obviously not a professional. I'm just saying professionals do not win every game. Just remember, do what you need to do for your team and yourself, and you will usually win. Every now and then you'll get a sack of potatoes like Darius. There's nothing you can do about that. Just enjoy yourself and play the game out. Look at the damage dealt to enemy champions. Darius had as much as Lulu. That's so bad. Anyways, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. You guys have a wonderful day. And I'll see you guys next video, and I'll see you guys out there on the Rift.